Welcome back to this explainer. Today, we're going to journey through a mythological story that is, honestly, just a massive emotional roller coaster. It shifts incredibly fast from the freezing, terrifying expanse of the cosmos right down to the warmest heart of a family. We're talking about a narrative that kicks off with sweeping cosmic destruction, but ends with a level of profound, unprecedented intimacy. If you thought the union of Shiva and Parvati was powerful before, well, just wait until you see what it actually creates.
Okay, let's just dive right in with our villain. Our story begins with this terrifying demon, Tarakasura, who genuinely thought he had completely outsmarted the universe. He surveyed the cosmos, looked at all the rules of creation, and basically found what he thought was the ultimate cheat code. But he was wrong, though fixing that mistake is going to cost the gods absolutely everything.
So to really get this, we have to understand this absolutely terrifying boon he secured. Tarakasura found a nearly unbreakable cosmic loophole. He could only be defeated by a son of Shiva. Now, why did this make him so smugly unbeatable? Well, think about it. Shiva is the great ascetic, right? The lord of destruction and deep solitary meditation. He hadn't had a son for ages. He just sits eternally on Mount Kailash in absolute stillness. So Tarakasura looks at this setup and thinks, a son of Shiva? Yeah, that's never going to happen. I'm immortal.
And without the threat of Shiva's bloodline keeping him in check, the demon goes on an absolute rampage. It's just a cold, dark reality for the three worlds. The balance is completely shattered. The heavens are thrown into total chaos. Indra's divine court is brutally overrun. Sacred fires are just snuffed out, and these peaceful sages are violently driven from their homes. Creation is literally suffocating under this cold, dark grip.
Picture this contrast. On one side, you have Tarakasura openly mocking the gods. He's literally taunting them, pointing out that their great Shiva is just sitting cold and alone on a mountain, meditating on nothing. He is 100% certain a son will never exist. But on the other side, total frantic desperation. The gods are scattering. They run to Brahma, they run to Vishnu, but ultimately all roads lead to one place. Tarakasura's terrifying certainty forces these completely humbled, desperate gods to make the ultimate trek up to Mount Kailash.
So they arrive at the mountain, and Indra, the king of the gods, has to lead this delegation. He stands before the eternally still Mahadeva completely out of options. He isn't just asking for a quick favor here, he is literally pleading. He's begging Shiva to step out of his meditation and father a child who can pull existence itself back from the brink of total collapse.
But, Shiva doesn't really do urgency. He exists entirely outside of our mortal sense of time. So he hesitates. He questions why on earth he should surrender his tapasya, his deeply accumulated stillness and immense cosmic energy, just to intervene in this repetitive, endless cycle of war between gods and demons. For Shiva, this conflict has been on a loop since creation began. Why should he shatter his profound peace for it?
And right here is where everything changes. A silent, deeply intimate exchange happens. Shiva looks at his wife, Parvati, and Parvati looks back. It's that quiet, profound understanding of a partner who knows you better than you know yourself. She says to him, so softly, the cosmos needs what only we together can give it. That is not a burden. That is a privilege. It's just this silent look, this gentle realization that instantly decides the fate of the universe.
What happens next is easily one of the most immense cosmic events in all of mythology, the union of Shiva's divine energy with Parvati's Shakti, and it is intense. The sheer, blazing white power of this transfer is completely uncontainable. First, Agni, the fire god himself, tries to carry this divine spark, but he's just completely overwhelmed. Then, the sacred river Ganga receives it, but even she can't hold on to it. Finally, this blazing white divine fire settles into the sacred reeds of the Sharvana forest.
And this is where the miracle of birth takes over. The energy of Shiva and Parvati's union was so wild, so overwhelmingly powerful, that when it finally settled into those sacred reeds, it didn't just create one infant. It created 6 separate children, born simultaneously, all of them blazing with this uncontainable divine light.
But here's what I love about this story. That raw, blinding cosmic power is immediately grounded by profound intimacy. Parvati arrives, and she doesn't see glowing weapons of mass destruction, she sees her babies. Overwhelmed with sheer maternal love, tears in her eyes, she gathers all 6 of them into a single tender embrace, declaring that they've finally come home to her.
And right there, in that deeply intimate act, literally, through a mother's tender embrace, the impossible happens. The 6 blazing infants miraculously merge into one single radiant child. He has 6 faces, but he is one unified being. This is Kartikeya, born of cosmic fire, a sacred river, and forest reeds, but ultimately forged together by maternal love.
Now, talk about being fast-tracked. Kartikeya grows at a divine pace. What takes mortals years to learn, he absorbs in days. And he's getting 2 incredibly different, but entirely vital educations from his parents. Shiva gives him the absolute mastery of warfare, the raw power, the tactics, the sheer force needed to conquer. But Parvati? She gives him profound wisdom and purpose. He is being perfectly balanced to become the exact savior the universe is so desperately begging for. And out of all the incredible gifts the gods bestow upon him, the most important one is the veil. This is not just some ordinary spear, it's the divine spear of pure purpose, handed to him directly by goddess Parvati. It's the most powerful weapon in existence precisely because it's forged from a mother's blessing. It is literally her love and her wisdom physically manifested into an unstoppable weapon.
I absolutely love this next part. It gives me chills every time. So a fully grown blazing Kartikeya is sitting on his peacock vehicle. He's got 12 arms, divine fire radiating from every cell, and he stands before the gods. Indra, who is just relieved and completely in awe, tells Kartikeya he sounds just like his father. But Kartikeya corrects him with a slight smile and says, "I am my mother's weapon that is more dangerous." Wow. He knows exactly why Tarakasura's days are numbered.
And true to his word, the showdown is spectacular. By cosmic standards, the battle between Kartikeya and Tarakasura is astonishingly swift. Now, it's still fierce enough to literally reshape mountain ranges. I mean, this is mythological warfare we're talking about, but the outcome? It's never in doubt. The Vel, flying with pure, undeniable purpose, finds its mark instantly. The so-called invincible demon is utterly eradicated.
Tarakasura is decisively defeated. That crushing, suffocating weight is finally lifted off the universe, and the heavens are freed from their cold, dark chaos. You can almost feel the whole cosmos just exhale. And what does this triumphant young god do, sitting victorious on his peacock? He doesn't stick around to be worshipped or thrown a parade. The warrior immediately turns back toward home.
Let's step out of the cold dark of the demon's reign and bask in the warm gold of Kailash. As Kartikeya climbs those final steps back home, we witness this unprecedented, incredibly intimate moment. Shiva, the guy who sits eternally in absolute stillness, is doing something no one has ever seen him do. He is standing up. He's literally standing at the gates with open arms, just waiting to receive his returning son.
As Kartikeya reaches him, Shiva kind of lays it all out beautifully. He acknowledges the perfect balance of his son's victory. He tells Kartikeya that while, yes, he provided the raw cosmic power, it was actually Parvati's love and wisdom that won the war. She gave that raw power its direction. Together, they gave the cosmos exactly what it needed.
And then Parvati just nails the emotional core of this entire explainer. Holding both her husband and her victorious son, with her family finally reunited, she quietly says, "This is what love makes. Not just families, worlds." It's this profoundly radiant realization that ties the massive, cosmic scale of the universe directly back to the intimate bond of a family. So what does this all mean for us today? Well, Kartikeya's legacy continues to echo loudly through history. Known by so many names, Murugan, Skanda, Subramanya, he remains the supreme commander of the divine armies, the patron god of war, victory, wisdom, and courage. He is deeply, deeply revered across South India and within Tamil culture. But really, his very existence stands as the ultimate proof of his parents' unstoppable collaboration. When Shiva and Parvati unite, what they create simply cannot be defeated.
We've seen raw power, we've seen divine weapons, and we've literally seen the reshaping of mountains today. But I want to leave you with this final thought to ponder long after our journey ends. If absolute cosmic power is required to win a war, is it profound cosmic love that truly saves the world? Think about that and keep exploring.